Has anyone seen how hot it is outside? It's like 90 degrees today. Drinking water is definitely a must. I drink a couple cups of water a day, primarily because I drink a couple cups of coffee a day too. What's up guys, Andrew here, and today we're going to be talking about the new updates that Adobe brought to Lightroom 9.3. Now usually they're doing a lot of updates on Lightroom and there's not too many things to talk about. With this latest update, I think there's a lot of new tools that can help you guys create better images or help you guys be more creative when editing using Lightroom. My name is Andrew, but call me Salcedo, and today we're going to be talking about new tools and updates that Adobe brought. Roll the intro. My name is Andrew, but you can call me Salcedo. I'm a photographer, content creator, and bunny owner located in the Bay Area. Now there's a lot I wish I knew when I first picked up a camera, and it was only learned through a lot of practice over the years. My goal is to use this knowledge to help you create the best images of what you have while having fun while doing it. We'll talk about the fundamentals of composition, best editing practices, and what gear to buy, and more. If this sounds like something that interests you, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Lightroom has always been my tried and true photo editing software. Things that they brought to it is going to be a localized hue adjustment. So basically what a localized hue adjustment is you have your masking tool right up here. You use this to lighten up people's faces, brighten certain areas. Basically when you want to make an adjustment, brush on that adjustment, you'll use this tool. Before, the only thing you could change to change the color was the tint right here and then the temperature right here. Now what Lightroom did is they added this hue slider right here, and they have a use fine adjustment check mark. Basically what this does is you put on a mask. If you click O on the keyboard, it'll show you exactly what you masked off. Click O again so that way we can see what the hue is doing. We go right here to the hue adjustment and drag it all the way to the left. Now if you see, my backpack looks green, and if I cleaned up my adjustment, it'd actually be pretty believable if I made the strap and everything green. Now if I bring it all the way over to the right, it does it a weird bluish kind of area. Now depending on what the color is already of the thing that you're masking will change properties of the hue change. So this is good if you have a dress and you want to change the color of the dress to like a red dress or a purple dress or a blue dress or a yellow dress, so that way it can stand out more on the picture. You can use this to change those items, or if I wanted to change my hat to a different color. So this is very, very useful because now we can actually drastically change the colors of things that we mask over. Now the second addition to that is the use fine adjustment check mark box, which is right under here. If I check that, perfect example is that you would use this for, let's say if you are masking over skin tones. Let's say I think my face looks a little bit too green. I'm going to mask over. What use fine adjustment allows you to do is it slows down the speed of the slider so that when you're changing the hue, it does it more gradually. It doesn't go all the way to purple or all the way to pink. It slowly transitions from purple to green or blue to purple. So if you see, I brought my mouse all the way over here and it slowly went to green. So it basically does exactly what it says. It allows you to finely adjust the hue as opposed to making drastic changes. If I moved it to the left, it'd be way too purple, or move it to the right. It's a lot harder to move this slider without that checkmark box here. So this gives you a lot more flexibility when changing the color of things. This is especially useful if you want to change the color of certain objects or certain things in your photos. Oh my gosh. Literally working and my laptop was about to die. Don't you hate when you forget stuff? This is definitely something that I'm going to be using when adjusting skin tones or anything like that, especially when I have mask on skin tones or changing the color of my hat. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the ISO adaptive presets. Theoretically, it'll make editing a lot faster when you're pasting presets to different images that are taken with different ISOs. Now I don't really shoot my images with wildly varying apertures, but I'm going to show you with these two test images of this camera right here. One is at 1600 ISO and the other is going to be at 1000 ISO. So the whole thing about ISO adaptive presets is I would create a preset for the image that was 1000 ISO, and then I would paste it onto the image at 1600 ISO. Obviously the image at 1600 ISO is brighter, so what the ISO adaptive preset would do is it would adjust the values and turn them darker to compensate for an already brighter image. So it's great if you wildly, if you're shooting from 500 ISO to 1000 ISO, or the next image is 2500 ISO. Theoretically, it should help you edit a lot faster when editing photos with varying exposures. but I don't really do that. I'm gonna be showing you guys an example on how to create one using the new update with Lightroom. So you have your two images, they have to be different ISOs. So what I'm gonna do is go to one image. Now I'm going to reset this just in case. So you're gonna make your adjustment. Let's say I'm only adjusting the noise and the exposure. So to create the preset, I would have to click at least two photos. One of the photos will be the photo that we edited ideally with all the adjustments we want in the preset, and the second photo would be the preset with a different exposure that we want to paste that onto. So we're gonna go up and click develop and new preset here. Now if you look right here, it says ISO settings, create ISO adaptive preset. That's new, that never was there before. So we're gonna click all the things that we did. I did exposure and noise reduction, so I only have the basic tone and noise reduction areas clicked, and then we can name this here, blah, 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 and then we'll create. And then if you see, I have the preset down here. Now the idea is that I will paste the preset onto both of these photos. Both of them have different exposures, and based on the exposure, the preset automatically will adjust certain values to match that. Definitely a mistake to wear a long sleeve black shirt when you're surrounded by a bunch of hot technology and have a light on you. You should be cropping your images to whatever platform you're uploading them onto. For Instagram, they have a 4:5 crop on your normal posts. On your story posts, it's a 9:16. Alrighty, we're going to talk about the new crop guide. So if you open up your image, press R, that's a shortcut to bring up the crop tool. You have the normal rule of thirds, which you see in all cameras. Your phone even has it. This is a rule that's basically just a guide. It's not even a real rule. But if you click on O afterwards, you'll see all these different guides. Keep on clicking O. This one is for centering objects perfectly in the middle. Click on O again. This looks like a collage. I don't know what it's used for. Click again. This is a condensed rule of thirds. Keep clicking O. This is the golden ratio. And there's some more there. These are useful to take into account when you're cropping your images to give you a more creative crop, or to kind of guide you when deciding what to crop out or where you want the subject of the image to be and how you want to highlight that subject. This allows you to be a little bit more creative and allows you a little bit more flexibility when you're kind of taking into account these guides that you're putting up on there. Another thing they added, I don't personally use this that much, is the new sync UI. This is useful if you want to sync anything to your Lightroom catalogs. Now the last thing I want to talk about today, but definitely not the least, the tone curve and color adjustments that they have. This is useful because now you can visually see what the curve is doing, opposed to memorizing it in the back of your head, which sometimes gets kind of hard to visualize. Tone curve is probably one of the most powerful things in Lightroom when it comes to editing. This is what the tone curve is right here. Up at the top you have the red, green, and blue channel. Now before, when you made points on the curve, you would bring it up or down and you wouldn't really know, unless you memorized it, what it was doing to your image. Here it's showing you exactly, if I bring it up, it's going to make it blue. If I bring it down, it's going to make it warmer or yellow. Green, if I bring it up, it's going to make it more green. If I bring it down, it's going to be more purple or magenta. Before, you had to basically visualize this and you had to memorize exactly what bringing it up and down would do. Now they show you and it makes it a lot easier. So this is very useful if you're just learning the tone curve, or if you don't want to really memorize certain things. It makes the flow a lot faster in seeing what your curve is doing when you're bringing it up or down. These are just some of the things that I thought would be very useful to kind of go through and show you. That way you can play around with it and use it on your own photos. I urge you to definitely download the update, the new 9.31, and then just play around with it. You know, mess around with all these tools I mentioned. Well, maybe these are things that you've been waiting for, or maybe these are things that you didn't really find a use in, and now with the new update, you feel like you can use it for your photos. If you like these kind of videos, or if you want to learn some type of photography things, definitely subscribe and give this video a like. Without further ado, that is it for me today, guys. My name is Andrew, but call me Salcedo, and I'm gonna see you in the next video, whenever that is. Peace.